Leave the current meeting and join a new one? No. I need to send her an invitation to my meeting.
Hello?
Okay, just a minute, Christine. Something started I didn't want to start.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, Miss Elsa, how
Oh,
are you?
stop, come on, just a minute, I'm having a problem. Okay,
Okay,
I think I got it now. I started
okay.
my CD and it was just going like crazy.
How are you, Miss Elsa? I miss you so much.
I've missed you. How's your daughter doing?
Good, good. Everything is good.
Is she doing good? She went back to school?
Yeah, this week, yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Uh, really, the online is very, very hard.
It's much more
Yeah,
difficult. What grade is
yeah.
she?
She's in first grade. First
Third?
grade.
First
Yeah,
grade?
first. Yes.
One.
Yeah,
That's really hard. For a
yeah.
first grader to be in Zoom, that's crazy.
Yes, and all the time I have to sit with her because sometimes her teachers she want her to go the applications and we write the password, write the name. It's too hard.
She needs your help.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's very difficult.
yeah, you know, but it's okay. Thank you, God. They go back to the school. School is
Was
better
that
than home.
was that because of COVID?
Yes, yes.
So they
I
had
think all Tennessee, I don't think this, but all Montgomery County, it was 3 weeks back is virtual, it's online.
the whole
All
school went
Montgomery, yeah,
for a whole month?
for 3 weeks. After the
Three.
Christmas, they didn't go back the school until 25th.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's a long time. And that's
Yeah,
difficult for first grade. That's really crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Don't you have a son too? Is he in
Yeah,
school?
my son, no, he going to Head Start,
Okay,
but
okay, he's younger.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I guess it worked out okay. I'm glad you're doing okay. Did you
Thank
have a
you.
good Christmas?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to ask you, do you celebrate our Christmas or Coptic Christmas?
Actually, we celebrate for a Christmas American because our kids, know more about the Christmas, American Christmas, and
Right?
also in the Coptic, yeah,
So you
we
do both?
celebrate. Yes, we
Okay.
celebrate in January 7th.
Right. Right.
This is the Coptic
Right. January
celebration. Yeah.
7th, wasn't it? The 7th?
Yes, 7th. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's really
Hmm.
something. It's good you have two Christmases.
Yeah. Yes. So
That's
nice.
good. I'm sure the
Yeah.
kids like that, right?
Yeah.
How is your Coptic Christmas different from our Christmas?
Uh, I, it is. It's. I think it's the same, but the Coptic's different in date.
Just a
But we
different
go to the
day.
church the day before, and we celebrate that. We praying in the liturgy. The liturgy.
Liturgy, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's it. And we praying, and then we go to the home, and we
Right.
can spend the time with our family, yeah, with the family.
Right. So did you celebrate Coptic Christmas with your family?
Yes.
With your family, other than just your children, but your other family, right?
My sister-in-law
Right.
and my kids and my husband.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
that sounds good. So
Yeah.
you had a good time. That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't remember. I think we're on Unit 7, Lesson 7.
Yes.
Does that sound right to you?
Yes.
And we're
Yes.
gonna we're gonna read about stress. Do you know what stress is,
Yeah, I know. I
Christine?
have stress all the time.
I understand. I really do. Especially now with COVID, everything is so
Yeah.
crazy. It's really something. So, what is stress and when do you feel stressed? This is rather appropriate with this COVID environment that we're dealing with. Um,
Yeah.
Stress is a really tough thing right
Mhm.
now. They want you to learn about how to scan an article and just get the basic information without reading all of the words. So that red and yellow box
Mhm.
says reading skill using formatting clues. Authors sometimes use formatting such as boldface type, bullets, and color to help readers find the main points. So if you just scanned this article, it would be real easy for you to find the main points because they, first of all, the heading is in great big bold letters, and then they have subheadings in blue, and then subheadings, headings underneath those headings in red. So it makes it real easy to
Mhm.
just scan this article and read the headings. You have stress, what causes stress, change, loss of control, negative attitudes, unhealthy habits, and then how can you manage stress? So, what kinds of things make you feel stressed, Christine?
Uh, it's make me stress. It's screaming of my kids. It make me stress. It's very very stress.
Taking
Yeah.
care of small children can cause a lot
Yeah.
of stress. Keeping up with the things they have to do and where they have to go. Of course, now with COVID, we don't go out very much, but
Yeah.
still, there are a lot of things to think about
Yeah.
when we have children, small children. My children are grown, so it's not as stressful for me. But the things that are causing me stress now is that we can't go out anywhere. We can't go do the things we'd like to go and do
Yeah.
because a lot of things just aren't available right now.
Mhm.
And that's okay. We're getting through it, but it does cause added stress at home. Um, more things to do. My husband works from home, so he's home all the time,
Mhm.
but he's been home for 8 or 9 years, I don't know, maybe longer, working from home.
Mhm.
So it's not been too difficult, but so it hasn't been that different for him. It's
Yes.
been very different for me though. I don't
Yes.
like being
On
cooped up
home.
in the cooped up in the house all the time. Being home all the time is hard
Yes.
for me.
Yeah.
I don't
No.
think it bothers him much, but it bothers me a lot.
Yeah.
No, I'm just a gnome. I live in a cave.
So he's always worked from home, and it's easy for him because that's what he's always done.
Well, at least the last 10 years.
All right, so let's look at this. It says scan the article, look at the words and the sentences in color, and we just kind of went over those. And answer these questions. What two questions does the article answer? That's real obvious from the headings. Can you point out the questions in the
Mhm.
headings?
Yeah.
What are the questions?
What causes stress, and
Yes,
how can you manage a stress? Manage stress.
exactly. How can you manage stress? Very good. That's exactly right. What causes stress and how can you manage stress? I'm trying to fix a broken fingernail. Give me just a minute while I work on this, or it's going to make me crazy. Okay, so let's look at this. It says um, the two questions are what causes stress and how can you manage stress? What are four causes of stress? So look at the red subheadings and what causes stress.
Mhm.
What are the
It's
four things that can cause
change,
stress?
change,
Change,
loss of control,
loss of control,
negative attitudes,
negative attitudes,
and unhealthy habits.
yes, and unhealthy habits. Very good. The loss of control is what we're dealing with right now with COVID. COVID has
Mhm.
caused a loss of control for all of us because
Yeah.
we have no control over what's happening with this disease and the effects that it has on everybody around us and all the things that we do. So I'm going to let the CD player read this article first, and
Okay.
then we'll read through it again, and I'll read and have you repeat after me so you can read it too. But first, let's let
Okay.
them read it to us. So let me get
Okay.
the right track. Oh, I bet I didn't do something I need to do. I need to go back and turn on the sound, and I got to remember how to do that.
Okay.
This is what happens when I don't do something for several weeks.
Yeah. I know.
How do I share? Share screen. I thought that's where it was. There's a place where I can share sound and I don't see it now. I thought it was on share screen. There it is, share sound. Okay. Can you hear it, Christine?
No, ma'am.
You don't hear it?
No.
Okay, let me go back to it again.
Okay.
See, I did share sound. I wonder why it's not working. Maybe I have to do share screen and share sound. Let me try that. Oh, this. I slept since then. I can't remember. Okay, where was it? Let's go back in my meeting. Share screen, share sound, share, play.
Page 138.
Do you hear it now?
Read.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Stress. Everyone feels stress sometimes, but some people have so much stress that they become sick. What causes stress? Change. The biggest source of stress is change. It may be a bad change, like losing a job or getting divorced, but even a good change, like going on vacation, causes stress. Loss of control. You also feel stress in situations that are out of your control. Maybe you are stuck in traffic, or your kids are sick. When you can't change the bad things in your life, you feel stress. Negative attitudes. The way you think can cause stress. For example, you worry a lot, or you think too much about the bad things in your life. These kinds of negative attitudes cause stress. Unhealthy habits. Finally, the way you live can cause stress. Do you eat too much junk food? Do you work too many hours? These kinds of unhealthy habits add stress to your life. How can you manage stress? Find out what causes stress in your life. Pay attention to the times you feel stressed out. Think about ways to change the things that cause you stress. Accept the things you can't change. Sometimes you can't avoid a stressful situation. You need to find a way to live with it. Talk about it. Sometimes you need help. Talk about your stress with a family member, friend, counselor, or doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to read this again, and this time I'm going to read it and have you repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
Stress.
Stress.
Everyone feels stress sometimes,
Everyone feels stress sometimes,
but some people have so much stress that they become sick.
but some people have so much stress that they become sick.
What causes stress?
What causes stress?
Change.
Change.
The biggest source of stress is change.
The biggest source of stress is change.
It may be a bad change,
It may be a bad change,
like losing a job or getting divorced,
like losing a job or getting divorced,
but even a good change,
but even a good change,
like going on vacation,
like going on vacation,
causes stress.
causes stress.
Loss of control.
Loss of control.
You also feel stress
You also feel stress
in situations that are out of your control.
in situations that are out of your control.
Maybe you are stuck in traffic or your kids are sick.
Maybe you are stuck in traffic or your kids are sick.
When you can't change the bad things in your life, you feel stress.
When you can't change the bad things in your life, you feel stress.
Loss of control. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's what I just read. Negative attitudes.
Negative attitudes.
The way you think can cause stress.
The way you think can cause stress.
For example, you worry a lot or you think too much about the bad things in your life.
For example, you worry a lot or you think too much about the bad things in your life.
These kinds of negative attitudes cause stress.
These kinds of negative attitudes cause stress.
Unhealthy habits.
Unhealthy habits.
Finally, the way you live can cause stress.
Finally, the way you live can cause stress.
Do you eat too much junk food?
Do you eat too much junk food?
Do you work too many hours?
Do you work too many hours?
These kinds of unhealthy habits add stress to your life.
These kinds of unhealthy habits add stress to your life.
How can you manage stress?
How can you manage stress?
Find out what causes stress in your life.
Find out what causes stress in your life.
Pay attention to the times you feel stressed out.
Pay attention to the times you feel stressed out.
Think about ways to change the things that cause you stress.
Think about ways to change the things that causes your stress.
Accept the things you can't change.
Accept the things you can't change.
Sometimes you can't avoid a stressful situation.
Sometimes you can't avoid a stressful situation.
You need to find a way to live with it.
You need to find a way to live with it.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Sometimes you need help.
Sometimes you need help.
Talk about your stress with a family member, friend, counselor, or doctor.
Talk about your stress with a family member, friend, counselor, or doctor.
Very good. Okay. It says to check your understanding. So let's go over that. It said read the article again, and we just read it through a second time. So they want you to answer these questions true or false.
Okay.
Even good changes like getting married can cause stress.
It's false.
No, that's true. True. Even good changes. Remember in the article it said even good things like going on vacation can cause stress. So sometimes even good things can be stressful situations. And
Oh.
if you were planning a wedding, that could get very stressful.
Oh, really? Okay.
For
You
getting
didn't say the
married?
marriage at all. The marriage at all is getting stress.
Yes, there's lots of things that can cause you stress. That's exactly right. So that's true. All right, being in a situation you can't control causes stress.
Yes.
That's true. Yes, that's true. It's like COVID. We're in a situation right now that we have no control over, and it
Yes.
causes a lot of stress.
Yes.
This COVID environment has caused a very great deal of stress for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Eating too much junk food is an example of a negative attitude.
No. False.
No, that one's false. You're right. That one is
Unhealthy.
false. That one is not true. That a negative attitude is a cause of stress, but it is not. It's not because you ate too much junk food. That's an unhealthy habit. So those are. It's not the same type of stress. Those are two different types. So that answer was false. Number 4, you can always avoid stressful situations.
It's false.
False. That's correct. It's false. There are a lot of times in a stressful situation like this COVID environment, we can't avoid it. There's no place in the whole world you can go to avoid this COVID environment right now. It's everywhere. You cannot avoid it. Talking with someone can help you manage stress.
True.
True. So 1, 2, and 5 are true. 3 and 4 are false. All right, they want you to take this stress quiz. So you can do it in your book or wherever you want. Take the stress quiz, then count your points. It wants you to figure out how much stress you have. Now, there's no right or wrong answers on this one, Christine. So just circle 1 through 5. 1 is never, 5 is every day, and then you can relate anywhere from 1 to 5 is the scale that you're going to use. So number 1 says, I get headaches. So circle the number that applies to when you get headaches.
Yeah.
1 is never, 3 is sometimes, 5 is every day. So just put it in there wherever you think it falls.
Yeah.
I get stomach aches, and rate that one from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
I have trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
I can't concentrate. I worry about small things. I get angry easily. It's when you yell at your kids or something upsets you and you get angry.
Yeah.
And number 7, I want to be alone. And number 8, I argue with my friends and family. So after you've rated all of those, they want you to go down here to the bottom and count how many number 1s did you have.
What is the meaning of argue?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Argue. What is the meaning of argue?
Argue. Disagree. Have a disagreement. Get upset. Yell at your family. Argue. Mostly disagreement.
Yeah.
And that could be mostly like with your husband or something. You really aren't going to argue that much with your children at their ages. I sometimes argue with my children, but they're grown.
Yeah.
So they want you to go down now and add up all the number 1s and put that, like if you had 2 number 1s, put a 2 on that line. If you had 2 number 2s, you'll put a 2 on that line. So add up how many of those you had in each column and put the number at the bottom, and then add those numbers across to get a total stress score.
I am 22, some stress.
Okay, 22 puts you in the some stress category. At the bottom, 19 to 29 is some stress. So you're on the low end of some stress. And that's really pretty good considering that we're in an environment right now where probably everybody has some stress. So that's probably pretty good. But what do you do when you get stressed, Christine? Do you have ways to cope with it?
Ways to what?
What do you do to help you deal with being stressed? When you get stressed, what do you do?
Sometimes I go outside to take a refresh air. Yeah.
When
and then drink some coffee.
Yeah. When my husband and I were first married, I got pregnant right away, and we didn't get along very well. And he used to go out for a walk, and he would walk a lot.
Yeah. It is a good, really, into the stress. Yes, it's very, very good.
A walk can help a lot. It sure can.
Yeah.
Going outside and getting some air, sometimes that works. When the weather's really bad, that's kind of hard to do, but when the weather's good, it's not too bad. Excuse me just a minute, Christine. I got to blow my nose. Oh. I have allergies, and for some reason lately they've been really, really bad.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I
It's
know
okay.
the allergy, yes.
I know it's just allergies, so I just have to deal with it, but still. All right, so I want you to think about ways you can deal with it. Going out for a walk is a really good way to deal with it if the weather's good enough to go out and walk.
Yeah.
That's a real good way. Um, let's take a look at the workbook. We're going to read another article, and this is an article about a headache. So it's kind of related to the stress that we were just talking about, but I'm not going to use the tape for this because for some reason the CD I have for the workbook doesn't work very well. But we can read through it. If you would like for me to read through the whole thing once, and then we'll read through it together. At the beginning, it says, before you read, we're on page 82 in your workbook. Are you there?
Yes, I am in my.
Okay, so it says scan the article. Before you read it, they want you to scan the article. Do you understand scan?
Yeah.
You just briefly look at the article and what the headings are.
Yeah.
So it tells you to scan
Mhm.
the article, look at the words in bold, and what are 4 ways to cure a headache?
It's a hot and cold.
Yes,
Massage.
hot and cold. Massage.
Food.
Food.
And aroma.
Aroma. That's something that
Aroma.
smells good.
Mhm.
We have these little wallflower things you plug in that have a scent in them, and it can add aroma in the room.
Yeah.
I know my husband loves the smell of me baking pumpkin pies.
Yeah,
And
really? It is good.
so if you have something that helps you, you know, that smells good that you enjoy, that can help with a headache.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, if you have some that you don't like the smell of, it can cause a headache, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you cure a headache? Everyone gets headaches at one time or another, but people have different ways to relieve their pain. Many people take over-the-counter medicines such as aspirin or pain reliever, but some people use home remedies. These are ways to treat an illness with food, plants, or common items around the house. People from around the world have different home remedies for headaches. Here are just a few. Try one the next time you get a headache. Hot and cold. Some home remedies use hot or cold temperatures to cure headaches. In England, some people take hot baths or showers. They let the hot water warm the backs of their necks. In Ecuador, people wet a cloth with cold water and hold it to their foreheads for 15 minutes.
Mhm.
Massage. Some people use massage to relieve headache pain. In Argentina, people press on the bridge of their noses, moving their fingers in small circles. In Canada, they massage a spot behind their ears. In China, they massage a spot on their hands between the thumb and pointing finger. Food. Some home remedies for headaches use food. In Japan, they eat a soup made with ginger, hot water, honey, and potato. In Morocco, people drink a tea made with mint, lime, garlic, and honey. Sometimes people don't eat the food they use, they put it on their bodies. In Lebanon, they cut potatoes into slices and place them on their foreheads. Aroma. Can smells cure a headache? Maybe. Some people in the United States heat water and apple vinegar on a stove and breathe in the strong aroma. Other people use the aroma of herbs such as peppermint and lavender. All right, now I'm going to read and have you repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
How do you cure a headache?
How do you cure a headache?
Everyone gets headaches at one time or another.
Everyone gets headaches at one time or another.
But people have different ways to relieve their pain.
But people have different ways to relieve their pain.
Many people take over-the-counter medicine,
Many people take over-the-counter medicine,
such as aspirin or pain reliever.
such as aspirin or pain reliever.
But some people use home remedies.
but some people use home remedies.
These are ways to treat an illness with food, plants, or common items around the house.
These are ways to treat an illness with food, plants, or common items
Around the house.
around the house.
People from around the world
People from around the world
have different home remedies
have different home remedies
for headaches.
for headaches.
Here are just a few.
Here are just a few.
Try one the next time you get a headache.
Try one the next time you get a headache.
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold.
Some home remedies use hot or cold temperatures to cure headaches.
Some home remedies use hot or cold temperature to cure headaches.
In England, some people take hot baths or showers.
In English, some people take hot baths or showers.
They let the hot water warm the backs of their necks.
They let the hot water warm the backs of their necks.
In Ecuador, people wet a cloth with cold water.
In Ecuador, people wet a cloth with cold water
And hold it to their foreheads for 15 minutes.
and hold it to their foreheads for 15 minutes.
Massage.
Massage.
Many people use massage to relieve headache pain.
Many people use massage to relieve headache pain.
In Argentina, people press on the bridge of their noses.
In Argentina, people press on the bridge of their noses,
Moving their fingers in small circles.
moving their fingers in small circles.
In Canada, they massage a spot behind their ears.
In Canada, they massage a spot behind their ears.
In China, they massage a spot on their hands between the thumb and pointing finger.
In China, they massage a spot on their hands between the thumb and pointing finger.
Food.
Food.
Some home remedies for headaches use food.
Some home remedies for headaches use food.
In Japan, they eat a soup
In Japan, they eat a soup
made with ginger, hot water, honey, and potato.
made with ginger, hot water, honey, and potato.
In Morocco, people drink a tea
In Morocco, people drink a tea
made with mint, lime, garlic, and honey.
made with mint, lime, garlic, and honey.
Sometimes people don't eat the food they use.
Sometimes people don't eat the food they use.
They put it on their bodies.
They put it on their bodies.
In Lebanon, they cut potatoes into slices and place them on their foreheads.
In Lebanon, they cut potatoes into slices and place them on their foreheads.
Aroma. Can smells cure a
Aroma.
headache? I'm sorry, I didn't give you time. Aroma.
Aroma.
Can smells cure a headache?
Can smells cure a headache?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Some people in the United States
Some people in the United States
heat water and apple vinegar
heat water and apple vinegar
on a stove and
on a
breathe
stove
in the strong aroma.
and breathe in the strong aroma.
Other people use the aroma of herbs,
Other people use the aroma of herbs
such as peppermint and lavender.
such as peppermint and lavender.
Okay, do you have any home remedies, Christine, that you might use for curing a headache?
Sometimes I take a hot shower
Mhm.
and make a massage.
That's a
Yes.
really good one.
Yeah.
What's the main idea of this article? Christine, they gave you three choices.
Mhm.
You can use food to cure headaches. People around the world use home remedies to cure headaches, or home remedies are better than over-the-counter medicines. What do you think is the main article of this, the main idea of this
As
article?
people around the world use home
Yes.
remedies to cure headaches.
Yes. Letter B, people around the world use home remedies to cure headaches.
Yeah.
One of the things I generally do, because most of my headaches are sinus related because of my allergies,
Mhm.
I'll massage the sinus,
Yeah.
the areas where my sinus cavity could be here or up here or around my eyes. So those areas that might be causing you sinus problems.
Yeah.
Um, part B says, read the article again. We just read through it twice, so we're not going to read it again. Match the countries and the headache remedies. So we're going to refer back to the article and find these countries in the article and see what they suggested the people in those countries might do.
Mm-hmm.
So number one is Argentina. So go back to the article and see if you can find Argentina. And what do they do in Argentina?
They massage your nose.
The bridge of their nose. That's right.
Yeah.
So let's look down this list.
Is
What
G.
letter is massaging? A G. So number one is G. They massage their nose. And number two is Ecuador. So go back to the article and find Ecuador.
Yeah. Ecuador put cold clothes on your forehead.
Okay, in Ecuador, they put a wet cloth with cold water on their foreheads.
Yeah.
So
E.
letter E, put cold cloths on your forehead. So number two, Ecuador is going to be letter E.
Mm-hmm.
Put cold cloths on your forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Number three is Morocco.
Drink tea with mint, lime, garlic, and honey.
Yes, it's under food. Drink a tea made with mint, lime, garlic, and honey. So which one was that one? Letter F. So Morocco is going to be letter F.
Mm-hmm.
England?
Put hot water on your neck.
No, it's under hot and cold. In England, some people take hot baths or showers
Yeah.
and let the hot water warm the back. So
Okay.
I guess it is hot water on your neck.
Yeah.
I guess it would be H.
Yeah.
England is H. Number five is Canada.
They massage a spot behind their ears.
They massage a spot behind their ears. Letter D.
D. Yes.
Canada's letter D. In Lebanon,
They cut the potatoes into slices.
yes, they put slices of potatoes
Yeah.
on their foreheads. That's
Yeah.
letter B. B is in boy. Lebanon, they do letter B. Number seven in the United States.
Praise aromas with vinegar and
Very good. With vinegar
herbs.
or herbs.
Yes,
Breathe aromas with vinegar or herbs. That's letter I. Number seven is letter I. In China,
China. They massage a spot of, on
on
their
your
hands.
hands. They massage a spot on your hands.
Yes.
Christine, you look right here. Between
Yeah.
your thumb and your pointing finger right here, they massage that spot right there.
Okay.
So that's in China is letter A.
Yeah.
And number nine, Japan. You only have one left.
Yeah. They eat.
They drink soup.
Drink soup with vinegar, hot water, honey, and potatoes.
Very good. Letter C. Letter C. So they're asking you in part C now, do you know any home remedies from your country? Do you use any that are different than what we already talked about? Taking a hot shower is a really good one. I think that's what they do in England. Can you think of any others? It says in Pakistan, we eat an apple with some salt to cure a headache.
You can add some salt. Oh, wow.
I think a lot of it depends on what type of a headache you have. Most of my headaches are sinus related because of my allergies. So it really depends on what type of a headache you have as to how you would treat it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions over any of that?
No. No, ma'am.
Let's go on to lesson 8. This is to call in when you have to miss work. I know you don't have a job that you go to all the time, but your husband does. Has he ever had to call in because he was sick and not able to go to work?
Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Sometimes when your children are sick, you need to call their school, right? And tell them
Yes.
that my child won't be coming to school because they're sick, right? And
Yes.
you know you have to call and let them know. And then they usually want you to send a note when they do go back saying that they were out because they were sick, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about now. Look at the picture and read about Hugo and then answer the questions. Where's Hugo sitting? He's sitting in the dentist's office, right?
Yeah.
He's at the dental clinic. He woke up with a bad toothache this morning. He was supposed to work from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. today.
Mhm.
At 9:30, he called his supervisor and explained his problem. He had to miss work today. What is Hugo's problem?
Um, he has a bad tooth headache.
He has a toothache. He has a
Toothache.
bad toothache.
Uh,
He has a bad toothache. Why did Hugo call his work supervisor?
because he he had to miss his work.
Right, because he had to miss work. Because he had to miss work. So if you have ever had to miss work or school,
Mhm.
they're going to talk about what you might have to do, who you might have to call.
Yeah.
This is specifically talking about having to miss work, but it can also be calling the school about your children, so it can be related. All right, so we're going to listen to the CD
Okay.
and then we'll answer the questions. See if I can
Okay.
figure out how to make this play.
Page 140.
Can you hear it?
Listen. Exercise A.
Hello, Paula Charles speaking. Hi, Paula. This is Sue Jin. I can't come in today because I have to go to the doctor. I don't feel well. Sorry to hear that. Thanks for calling and take care of yourself. Thanks.
Okay, so why is Sue Jin calling in?
She's going to miss the work.
Right, she's going to miss work. Where is Sue Jin going?
To the doctor office.
Yes, to the doctor's office. All right, we're going to listen to the whole conversation. So it's going to be, some of it'll be the same and some of it'll be just a little bit different. So let's listen to the next track.
Page 140. Listen. Exercise B.
Hello, Paula Charles speaking. Hi, Paula. This is Sue Jin. I can't come in today because I have to go to the doctor. I don't feel well. Sorry to hear that. Thanks for calling and take care of yourself. Thanks. Do you think you'll be in tomorrow? I'm not sure. I can call you later after I go to the doctor. All right, that sounds good.
So what is Sue Jin going to do later?
Call her supervisor.
Call her supervisor. So after she goes to the doctor, she's going to call her supervisor and let her know what the doctor says about whether she'll be into work the next day.
Yeah.
Okay. So on conversation, we're going to listen to another track. Before we listen to that, look at the pronunciation watch in the block over to the right.
Mhm.
We use pauses to break sentences into smaller thought groups. These pauses make sentences easier to say. They also organize the meaning of the sentence. This helps the listener understand. If you'll notice when I'm reading, sometimes I'll pause in the middle of a sentence because it's the end of a thought. And it also gives you a chance to catch up in your thinking to where I'm reading. So that's what they're talking about here, is using a pause to break a sentence into smaller thought groups. So let's listen to this first and see what they do, how they read.
Page 141. Conversation. Exercise A. Listen.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you think you'll be in tomorrow?
I have to take my son to the clinic.
Right, now repeat, Christine.
Yes.
Listen and repeat.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I am sorry to hear that.
Do you think you'll be in tomorrow?
Do you think you will be in tomorrow?
I have to take my son to the clinic.
I have to take my son to the clinic.
Very good. So in the next part, it says, listen and repeat the conversation. And they're going to listen for the pauses, okay? I think that's what they're trying to get you to think about, is listen for where they pause.
Okay.
So let's listen to the next track.
Page 141.
sorry, I got it.
Conversation. Exercise.
Track 46.
Page 141. Conversation. Exercise B. Listen.
Hello, Paula Charles speaking.
Hi, Paula. This is Sue Jin. I can't come in today because I have to go to the doctor. I don't feel well.
Sorry to hear that. Thanks for calling and take care of yourself.
Thanks.
Okay, now you're going to repeat.
Yes, okay.
Listen and repeat.
Hello, Paula Charles speaking.
Hello.
Hello, Paula Charles speaking.
Hi, Paula. This is Sue Jin.
Hi,
Hi,
Paula.
Paula. This is Susan.
I can't come in today because I have to go to the doctor.
I can't come
I
in today.
can't come today because I have to go to the doctor.
I don't feel well.
I don't
I
feel
don't
well.
feel well.
Sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear
Sorry
that.
to hear that.
Thanks for calling and take care of yourself.
Thanks for
Thank you for
calling.
calling and take care of yourself.
Yourself.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, so there were pauses in the middle of the speaking, so you can listen for those and know it just breaks the sentence up into different thought groups. We're going to go down to the practice. Practice the conversation, then make new conversations. Use your own names in the information in the boxes. So if I say, hello, Elsa speaking, and you might say, hi, Elsa, this is Christine. So they want you to use our names, but use in the blue, green, and red boxes, use the words from the boxes down below. And remember, if you're going to use the top, if you use take my son to the clinic because he has a fever, I hope he feels better, remember to go and use the same ones all the way across that line so that it makes sense. Because when you mix them up, sometimes they don't make sense. All right, go ahead and take a minute and fill those out, and then we'll take turns reading it.
Okay. Me, I can.
When you're ready, you can start.
Okay. Hello, Christine speaking.
Hi, Christine. This is Elsa. I can't come in today because I have to take care of my mother. She's sick.
Sorry to hear that. Thank you for calling, and I hope she gets well soon.
Thanks. Okay, now I'll start this time. Hello, Elsa speaking.
Hi, Elsa. This is Christine. I can't come in today because I have to take my son to the clinic. He has a fever.
Sorry to hear that. Thanks for calling, and I hope he feels better.
Thanks.
Okay, so you can see how that works. And that's a whole lot like what we just went over.
Okay.
Okay, let's go on to lesson 9. Call in when you have to miss work. Ways to express reasons. Let's go over this grammar box and the grammar watch before we start the lesson. The grammar watch says use because plus a subject and a verb. So when you use the word because, it should be followed by a subject and a verb.
Yeah.
And use for plus a noun. So for something.
Yeah.
All right, now I'll read these and you repeat after me.
Okay.
Sue Jin missed work yesterday because she didn't feel well.
So Jen missed work yesterday because she didn't feel well.
She went to the doctor for a prescription.
She went to the doctor for a prescription.
Prescription, right. A prescription is when the doctor tells you that you need to take some particular medicine, okay?
Yeah.
The prescription. Let's go down to part A, complete the sentences. You're going to use either because or for. Remember, you're using because when it's followed by a subject and a verb, and for is followed by a noun. So that'll give you a clue as to which word should go into the blank. Number 1, I can't go to school because I have a cold. You try the next one.
I have to go to the drugstore for some medicine.
Very good. And number 3,
my wife is gone to the doctor for a blood test.
Very good. And number 4,
Carlo went to the clinic because he hurt his back.
and number 5,
I went to the store for some cold medicine.
and number 6.
I was absent yesterday because I had a fever.
Very good. Look at the words. Where do the people have to go? Why? Write one sentence with because and one sentence with for. So they've given you words and they want you to make a sentence. Actually, I think they want you to make 2 sentences. And one sentence is going to use because and the second sentence is going to use for. So they did the first one for you. Jack has to go to the pharmacy because he needs some medicine. Now, if you had to write the one using for, what would you say?
Jack has to go to the pharmacy for some medicine.
Very good. That's exactly right. Jack has to go to the pharmacy for some medicine. Number 2 is going to use Janelle, the doctor, and a flu shot. You want to try that? Use because once and for once.
Okay. Janelle visited the doctor because Janelle visited the doctor because she had a flu shot.
She needs a flu shot. Janelle has to go to the doctor because she needs a flu shot. Now, I don't get my flu shot at the doctor. I get it at the pharmacy, but it's the same idea. She's going to the doctor to get a flu shot. And if you use for instead of because? Because we just did the one with because. Janelle has to go to the doctor because she needs a flu shot. How would you do that using for?
Janelle went to the doctor for a flu shot.
She has to go. Janelle has to go to the doctor for a flu shot. Janelle has to go to the doctor for a flu shot. For a flu shot. So you need to add that phrase has to go in these sentences. If you look up at number 1 where they did it for you, Jack has to go to the pharmacy. So remember that when you're doing these, you have to say that they have to go to that location, okay? So number 2, Janelle has to go to the doctor. And number 3, Gladys has to go to the dentist. So try number 3.
Glad has to go to the dentist because he needs a checkup.
Very good, very good. Gladys has to go to the dentist because she needs a checkup. And if you use for?
Glad has to go to the dentist for a checkup.
Very good. She has to go to the dentist for a checkup. Okay, we're going to go and do the workbook pages. And that's page 84 in your workbook. Complete the sentences, and they want you to underline for or because.
Mm-hmm.
So they've given you the sentences, but they want you to underline the correct word in that sentence. Now remember, when we use for, it's just followed by a noun, but when we use because, it's followed by a subject and a verb, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
So number 1, Hector took some cold medicine.
Because he has the flu.
Very good, because he had the flu. Because he had the flu includes a subject and a verb. So we're going to use because. Number 2, Caesar has bad heartburn.
Mm-hmm. He went to the doctor for a prescription.
Very good. He went to the doctor for a prescription. Very good. Hua had a headache.
He went to the drugstore for some pain reliever.
Very good. He went to the drugstore for some pain reliever. Aunt Rita's foot is swollen.
Because she fell in the bathtub.
Yes, because she fell in the bathtub. She needs to buy a rubber safety mat.
Yeah.
Number 5, Mrs. Huang needs new glasses.
She called her eye doctor.
She called her eye doctor
for an appointment.
Very good. She called her eye doctor for an appointment. And number 6, I need to call my boss.
I can't go to work today because I hurt my ankle.
Very good, because I hurt my ankle. All right, we're going to do something very similar in the next part. Complete the sentences. This time you're going to write the words in the blanks. And we're either going to use because or for. My daughter, Julian, didn't go to school today because she didn't feel well. She didn't feel well includes a subject and a verb, so we're going to use because.
Mm-hmm.
The next part of that says, I went to the drugstore.
For some flu medicine.
Yes, for some flu medicine. Eva took her baby to the clinic.
Because she needed a checkup.
Exactly, because she needed a checkup. The doctor asked her to come back next week.
For a blood test.
Very good, for a blood test. Number 3.
I went to the dental clinic because I had a bad toothache. Because,
Exactly right, because I had a bad toothache. I had to wait a long time.
Because they were very busy.
Because they were very busy. Very good. Number 4, I went to the doctor.
For a flu shot. I wanted to get the shot because I had the flu last year and I missed a lot of work.
Very good. I went to the doctor for a flu shot. I wanted to get the shot because I had the flu last year and I missed a lot of work. Number 5, Camilla always misses class.
Last week she was absent because she had a sore throat. Today she is absent because she has to work.
Very good, because she has to work. Okay, go over to the next page. Look at the pictures. Answer the questions. Write complete sentences. Use the words in parentheses. So we're going to have to add some words to answer these correctly. And there may be more than one correct answer. So why did Roberto go to the drugstore? They want you to use the word because, but they also want you to write a complete sentence. So it says he went to the drugstore because he needed eye drops. And that's based on the pictures. You have to look at the picture to know how to write the sentence. So how would you use those same words using for? Why did Roberto go to the drugstore? He went to the drugstore. I'm waiting for you to give me the answer to this question using the word for. Can you answer this question using for? Can you hear me, Christine?
Hello, I'm sorry.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, but it do a mute. I don't know how. So you hear me now?
I'm not muted, am I?
No, me. It's me.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Yeah,
You muted me. Okay.
yeah. I said he went to the drugstore for an eye drop.
Yes, he went to the drugstore for eye drops. That's exactly right. He went to the drugstore for eye drops. Number 2, why did Sharon miss work?
Sharon missed work because she
Look at,
went to the dentist clinic.
yes, she went to the dentist. Sharon missed work because she went to the dentist.
Mhm.
Number 3, why did Hasim call 911?
Hassim called 911 because
I
he
think he was having a heart attack.
a heart attack. Yeah,
I think so, because he's holding his chest.
yeah,
I think because he was having a heart attack.
because he has a heart attack. Yeah.
Right. And that's you have to just kind of guess sometimes looking at the picture what it is they're trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Number 4, why did Isabel go to the doctor?
Isabel went to the doctor because she needs a flu shot.
She needed a flu shot. Very good. Because she needed a flu shot. And if you did the same thing with the word for, how would you do that?
Isabel went to the doctor for a flu shot.
Very good. Very good. Why did Anton call his supervisor?
Anton called his supervisor because he isn't feel good
Because he was sick.
because he was sick. Yes. Okay.
Because he was sick. So Anton called his supervisor because he was sick and he had to miss work.
Yes.
So you could say because he had to miss work or because he was sick and he had to miss work.
Yeah.
But that's why he called his supervisor. All right, let's do the unit review on page 143. Now remember, this unit review is going all the way back to the beginning of unit 7. So if
Yeah.
you want to go back and look at those pages again for just a minute so you'll know what we're doing. It goes all the way back to page 125, 126. So if you want to review going back to 126, it's talking about things that are wrong, things that hurt.
Yeah.
Make a doctor's appointment. It's been a long time since we did this. That's why I wanted you to look back at the pages that we've covered. So we talked about making a doctor's appointment for things that are wrong. Make a doctor's appointment. Read medicine labels. So we read medicine labels, talk about an injury. Read about stress. Call in when you have to miss work. So it's all of those things about things that can be wrong with your health and what to do about them, and then how to call in if you have to miss work. So let's start with part A on page 143. Complete the sentences. use the simple past of a verb from the box. So they've given you words in a box, and there's 5 words in the box and there's 5 sentences. So we're going to use one word in each sentence. So if one doesn't seem right, we can go to another one.
Yeah.
Now remember that what they've given you in the box is in the present tense, and we need to change it to the past tense. Okay? So number 1 says, I had a cold for 3 weeks, but now I feel fine. So they used the verb to have, but they changed it to past
It's a
tense.
past tense.
I had.
Okay.
Okay, so you try number 2.
Yeah. Poor Rosa, she fell down the
Yes, she
stairs and
fell down.
hurt
Yes.
her back.
Yes, she fell down. So you're using the verb to fall, but in the past tense, she fell. She fell down the stairs and hurt her back. Number 3.
Henry had an accident at work and broke a bone in his foot.
Very good. He broke a bone in his foot. They're using the verb to break, but they put it in the past tense. He broke a bone in his foot. Number 4.
Be careful with that knife. Jim cut his hand with it yesterday.
Very good. And cut is one of those that's the same in the
Cut.
present and in the past. The verb doesn't change. He cut his hand with it yesterday. Number 5.
I went to the doctor's office and I got a prescription.
Very good. So we're using the verb to get, but in the past tense, I got a prescription. Okay, part B, complete the conversations. Use the words in the boxes. And I think these are on, for, by, and at, so they don't change. Number 1, letter A, what are you doing on Wednesday afternoon? Go ahead and try part B.
Yeah. I'm going for a checkup.
When is your appointment?
It is at 4:30. It is by 4:30.
It is at 4:30. My appointment is at 4:30, but I need to go early.
They want me to be there by 4:15.
Very good. They want me to be there by 4:15. Okay, number 2, we're going to use the words in the box again. I need to see a doctor.
Because I think I have an infection.
Very good. Part B.
Can you be here in an hour?
In an hour. Can you be here in an hour?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't. I work from 3 to 11.
Very good. I work from 3 to 11. I work from 3 to 11. How about tomorrow?
How about tomorrow? We have an opening at 9.
Very good. We have an opening at 9 o'clock. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, please be here by 8:45.
Very good. Please be here by 8:45. Okay, I don't usually do these because you have to act things out. And I think, have you ever had to call your children's school because they're sick? Have you ever had to call the school when your children are sick?
Yeah.
So you know how to do this. You call up the school and you tell them my child won't be there today because they're sick. So this is basically the same thing they're talking about calling into. The first one says to call the doctor's office to get an appointment. Have you ever had to do that one, Christine? Call for an appointment, especially for your children, right?
Yes.
And then ask about what's wrong and suggest a time. So sometimes they have let's look at the problem solving in number 3, read and react. Read about Ramona's problem. Ramona has a coworker named Mike. Mike often calls in late or sick to work. Tonight he calls in sick again. Ramona knows that he is not sick. She knows that Mike plans to attend a baseball game tonight. Ramona's boss asks her to cover Mike's hours. Ramona doesn't want to work late tonight. So what's the problem that Ramona has?
The problem is the crew is the co-workers. He didn't want to work.
He misses a lot of work. And what
Yes.
does Ramona end up having to do? Ramona ends up having to cover for him and work his hours, right?
Yeah.
So Ramona knows that he's not sick.
Mm-hmm.
What can she do? They gave you a few ideas in the book. They said she can work late. She can tell her boss that Mike is not really sick. She can say, I'm sorry, I can't work late tonight. Or what else could she do? Do you have any other suggestions for Ramona?
No.
I think telling your boss you can't work late tonight is probably the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Because she's really tired of covering Mike's hours.
Yeah.
But whether or not Mike is really sick is really not her problem. It's really up to the boss to figure that out.
Yeah.
But as far as she's concerned, she can say, I'm sorry, I can't work late tonight. I have something else I have to do. So she can speak for herself, but it's probably not appropriate for her to bring it to her boss's attention that Mike is not really sick. That's up to Mike and his supervisor.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go on to Unit 8, job hunting. Have you ever gone out and looked for a job, Christine? Have you ever gone job hunting?
I'm looking for a job, yes.
So look at the title of the unit and the picture. What are the people in this picture doing? Can you tell by the picture?
Yeah. He looking for the job?
I think he's looking for a job.
Yeah.
And he's meeting somebody who might be a potential employer, or she is. I don't know which one's looking for a job. In the unit goals, it says, identify job duties, talk about your skills at a job interview, read help wanted ads, complete a job application, answer questions about work history, and answer questions about availability. So what hours you're available to work. So let's go over to page 146. What do you know? Look at the pictures. Which jobs do you know? And use words from the box. So they've given you a list of words and they want you to talk about which jobs you know out of this list of suggestions, okay? So can you find a computer system administrator in those pictures?
I think it is 5B. Oh, no.
I think probably 1B.
1B.
I don't know. You know, a computer systems administrator could be anybody who works in an office. It would be really hard to tell what they're actually doing from that picture. What about a food service worker?
I think it is 6A.
Okay, that's good. 6A, food service worker. A manager.
I think it is 5A.
It could be could be 5A, it could be 3A, it could be 7A. A manager is somebody who supervises somebody else, right?
Yeah.
So it could be pretty much most of those. What about a nurse's assistant?
It's 2A.
Yes, 2A and B. What about a receptionist?
It's 5A.
5A or 5B, right? She's answering the phone, right? A sales associate.
It's 4B or 4A.
4A or 4B, yes. What about a stock clerk?
It's 3A or 3B.
Yes, 3A or B, very good. And the last one, a warehouse worker? That could be 3 or 7, right?
Yes. Repeat.
Or 7 could be.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
just depends on what their specific duties are. All right, if you go over to the next page, they show you a list of job duties. What are some duties or things you have to do for each job? So number 1, some of the job duties might be to install computer hardware or help with computer problems.
Yes.
Let's listen to the list on the CD, and then we'll go over it some more. So let me try
Okay.
playing that CD for you and see what they say. 47.
Unit 8. Job hunting. Page 146. What do you know? Exercise C. Listen. 1A.
Install computer hardware.
1B.
Help with computer problems.
2A.
Take care of patients.
2B.
Record patient information.
3A.
Receive shipments.
3B.
Unload materials.
4A.
Assist customers.
4B.
Stock shelves.
5A.
Greet visitors.
5B.
Handle phone calls.
6A.
Prepare food.
6B.
Clean kitchen equipment.
7A.
Supervise employees.
7B.
Plan work schedules.
Okay, now they want us to repeat.
Uh-huh.
Before we do that repeat, I wanted to go over this learning strategy they listed underneath the box on page 147. It says make connections. Look at a list of the job duties. That's what you have right here.
Uh-huh.
And make cards for 5 new words and write a job duty on one side and the job that matches that duty on the other side. So that's just a strategy to help you to remember what kind of a job might have these particular job duties, okay?
Okay.
It's just a way you can help yourself to learn. All right, they're going to have you repeat. So let's listen one more time to the job duties, and this time you repeat.
Okay.
Listen and repeat. 1A.
Install computer hardware.
Install computer hardware.
Install computer hardware.
1B.
Help with computer problems.
Help with computer problems.
2A.
Take care of patients.
Take care of patients.
2B.
Record patient information.
Record patient information.
3A.
Receive shipments.
Receive shipments.
3B.
Unload materials.
Unload materials.
4A.
Assist customers.
Assistant customers.
4B.
Stock shelves.
Stock shelves.
5A.
Greet visitors.
Greet visitors.
5B.
Handle phone calls.
Handle phone calls.
6A.
Prepare food.
Prepare food.
6B.
Clean kitchen equipment.
Clean kitchen equipment.
7A.
Supervise employees.
Supervise employees.
7B.
Plan work schedules.
Plan work schedules.
Very good. Okay, so they matched those up with the jobs. So if you look over here, Number 1 is a computer system administrator, and they would install hardware or help with computer problems. And then it just goes down this list. So these are in the right order, I think, for the pictures they gave you. No, they're not. Number 1 is probably 1, the computer system administrator, but the food service worker is probably number 6.
Mhm.
You just have to go down if you wanted to try to match those up to the job duties.
Okay.
If you could have any job you wanted, what job would you choose to have?
Me,
If you could pick any job you ever wanted to have, Christine, what job would you have?
I want to hire to doctor assistant.
A doctor's assistant, like a nurse or a nurse's
Yeah.
assistant,
Yeah.
right? So you'd like to work in healthcare?
Yes.
I told my husband yesterday, I said, I need to get a job at the hospital so I can go get a vaccine.
It's a great idea.
My son works in a hospital.
Yeah,
He works in the kitchen, but because he's working in a hospital,
Yeah.
he's already had both of his vaccines. He's already had
Yeah.
1 and 2. So he's had his shots. Seems like we may never get him when we're much further down the list. So, but he's had his because he works in a hospital. So you'd like to work in a hospital or in a doctor's office?
In the doctor office.
That's probably be a better job.
Mhm.
So working in a doctor's office. Let's look at the workbook. This is just on the vocabulary. So look in your workbook on page 86 and match words to form a job duty and write the letter on the line. So the first one is prepare. So what do you think? Prepare what?
Prepare food. Yeah.
Prepare food is letter D.
Yeah.
Number 2 says stock. What would you stock?
Materials.
No, I think it's going to be stock shelves. Letter B is in boy.
Mhm.
Stock shelves. Install.
A computer hardware.
Yes, computer hardware. Unload, I think that's going to be materials. Unload materials. Number 5, record.
Patient information.
Very good. Record patient information. And number 6, supervise.
Employees.
Employees. That's a manager's job. Very good. The next one, they want you to look at the pictures and write the job duty on the line. So they're giving you a picture of a type of job duty that an employee is doing. And they want you to use the job duties that they just covered in section A. So we're just using what we have right here in the workbook.
Mhm.
Number 1 is prepare food, right?
Yeah.
What's number 2?
Is unload materials.
Yes, unload materials. And number 3?
Install computer hardware.
Yes. And number 4?
Record patient information.
Record patient information. The nurse's assistant is writing down information about the patient. Record patient information.
Mhm.
Number 5?
Stock shelves.
Stock shelves. Stock shelves.
Right.
And number 6?
Supervise.
Yes, supervise employees. Very good. Supervise employees. Very good. Let's go over to the next page, letter C. Look at the pictures. Write the job title and 2 job duties. So this time you're going to use the titles, and you probably ought to use your book for this one because it would probably be easier for you to find the job title and the 2 different job duties that go with that title. For instance, number 1 is a food service worker, And the 2 job duties, if you look in your book for 2 job duties for food service worker, prepare
Yes.
food and clean
Clean.
kitchen equipment. So those are the 2 job duties that go with a food service worker. What about number 2?
It's a doctor. Job title doctor.
I think we're going to use the jobs that are in your book. So I think this is probably,
Take care of
I have to
patient.
look back and see what it said. This is probably a nurse assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a nurse assistant. And what are 2 job duties for a nurse assistant?
Take care of patient.
Take care of patients. And record patient information. If you look in your book, it's number 2 on page 147
Yeah.
under job duties. Number 2, A is take care of patients and B is record patient information.
Yeah.
So if you use your book, they give you 2 job duties for each one of those job titles.
Yeah.
So number 2 is a nurse's assistant. And the nurse's assistant does take care of patients and record patient information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whoa, so number 3?
Warehouse worker.
Warehouse worker, very good. A warehouse worker. And what are 2 job duties that go with a warehouse worker?
I think it is it's unload material.
Yes, it's number 3. Unload materials and receive shipments, right?
Yeah.
In a warehouse, you might have to receive shipments and unload materials. And number 4?
Stock clerk.
This is probably a stock clerk.
Uh-huh.
A stock clerk, and they would have to do
I think he can receive
stock
shipment.
shelves. It's number 4 in your book.
Yeah.
Number 4 in your book, stock shelves and assist customers.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom, they want you to think of 3 people that you know and write their job titles and then list their job duties. So they gave you an example. They listed a person they know named Blanca, and she's a stock clerk, and she stocks shelves and assists customers.
Yeah.
Can you think of 3 people that you know and list their job title and 2 of their job duties?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you do your husband first? What is his job title?
He is engineer.
Okay, so write down your husband's first name, engineer, and what are 2 of his job duties as an engineer?
He's building building. He's build a building.
Builds buildings.
Yeah.
And what else?
And
does he have to read building plans?
Yes.
Yes. So that would be 2 things you could say for job duties.
Yes.
Think of another person you know who's working and tell their job title and 2 of their job duties.
Yeah. My friend Angie. Angie's my friend. She's a nurse.
Okay.
Assistant.
She's a nurse's assistant, and what are 2 things she does?
He takes care of patients and records
record patient information. Very good. Okay. What about one other person that you know who's working?
Also my teacher, my friend. She's a teacher. She takes care of the student and she teaches them.
Okay, very good. So she's a teacher,
Yeah.
And she takes care of her students and she teaches them, right?
Yes.
Very good. You let me know when you want to stop, Christine, or I'm just going to keep on going, okay?
Okay.
Let's go on over to page 148.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your skills at a job interview. So if you were going to interview for a job as a nurse's assistant, what kind of skills do you already have that you could use in that job? We're
Mm-hmm.
going to start by listening. Look at the job skills in these pictures. And what skills do you have?
Mm-hmm.
So what things are there that you can do? Number one is operate a forklift.
Mm-hmm.
Can you operate a forklift, Christine?
I don't know. I
Probably
don't think
not.
so.
I can't either. I probably could very easily if someone showed me how to do it.
Yeah.
Use a word processing program on your
I
computer.
think so. Yes.
Write a letter on your computer.
Yeah.
Use a cash register
Maybe.
and order supplies.
Yeah.
Type
Yes.
and speak another language. You might not
No.
be, well, you might not speak Spanish, but you can speak Arabic, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you do know a second language. It's just
Yes.
not
Yes.
Spanish, right?
Yes. Good. Yeah.
All right, we're going to look at the picture of Albert and Manny here in the middle of your page.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think is happening in that picture?
I think his, it is interview.
I think it's an interview. He's applying for a job.
Yeah.
We're going to listen to the CD. There's a conversation between Albert and Manny and see what they have to say.
Page 148. Listen. Exercises B and C.
Manny? Hi, I'm Albert Taylor, the store manager. Please have a seat.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
I have your application here. I see that you're working now. What are your job duties?
Well, I assist customers and stock shelves.
Okay. Tell me about your skills. Can you use a cash register?
No, I can't, but I can learn.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
did we guess correctly about
Yeah.
Albert and Manny? Yes.
Yeah.
Now they want us to listen again and then complete these sentences. So in the sentences, they're asking you, who is the store manager? Who is looking for a job? What does Manny do? Assist customers and something else. And what? So let's listen one more time, and then we'll fill
Okay.
in these blanks.
Page 148. Listen. Exercises B and C.
Manny? Hi, I'm Albert Taylor, the store manager. Please have a seat.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
I have your application here. I see that you're working now. What are your job duties?
Well, I assist customers and stock shelves.
Okay. Tell me about your skills. Can you use a cash register?
No, I can't, but I can learn.
So who's the store manager?
Albert.
Albert. Albert is the store manager. Who is looking for a job?
Manny.
Manny. Manny is looking for a job. And number 3, Manny assists customers and
stock shelves.
And stocks shelves at his job. And number 4, Manny
Can't use.
Right, he cannot. He cannot use a cash register, but he can learn.
Yeah.
So that's not one of the skills he has right now, but he can learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go over to the conversation at the top of page 149. First, we're going to listen, and then we're going to listen and repeat. Before we listen, let's look at that pronunciation watch in the top right corner. Can often has a weak pronunciation with a short, quiet vowel sound when another word comes after it. It sounds like can. It's got a real You almost don't hear the vowel in the middle. You just hear the k in the end. Can has a strong pronunciation at the end of a sentence. Can't always has a strong pronunciation. So when it's in the negative, can't, it always has a strong pronunciation. But when you're talking about he can do this and he can do that, the way you hear the word can is sometimes real short.
Yeah.
So let's listen to the things that they gave you on the CD.
Page 149. Conversation. Exercise A. Listen.
I can't use a cash register. I can learn.
Can you speak Chinese?
Yes, I can.
Listen and repeat.
I can't use a cash register.
I
I
can't
can't use a cash register.
I can learn.
I can learn.
Can you speak Chinese?
Can you speak Chinese?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can't.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Page 140.
Christine, I'm going to take a real short break for just a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
You can read through that next set of words that we're going to do a listen and repeat.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm going to play this CD for you.
Yeah.
And then first we'll listen and then we'll listen and repeat.
Okay.
Track 50.
Page 149. Conversation. Exercise B. Listen.
Manny? Hi, I'm Albert Taylor, the store manager. Please have a seat.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
I have your application here. I see that you're working now. What are your job duties?
Well, I assist customers and stock shelves.
Okay. Tell me about your skills. Can you use a cash register?
No, I can't, but I can learn.
Okay, now we're going to repeat.
Okay.
Listen and repeat.
Manny? Hi, I'm Albert Taylor, the store manager.
Manny?
Manny, hi, I am Albert Taylor, she's store manager. The store manager.
Please have a seat.
Please have a seat.
Please have a seat.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It is nice to meet you.
I have your application here.
I have your
I
application.
have your application here.
I see that you're working now.
I see that you're working now.
I see that you are working now.
What are your job duties?
What are job duties?
Well, I assist customers and stock shelves.
Well, I assist customers in stock shelves.
Okay. Tell me about your skills.
Okay.
Okay, tell me about your skills.
Can you use a cash register?
Can you?
Can you use a cash register?
No, I can't, but I can learn.
No, I can, but I can learn.
Very good. Let's go down to the practice.
Mhm.
And this is another one of those where you fill in the blanks with the blue, green, and red
Yeah,
letters. So go ahead and do that. And you can use our names
yeah,
to make it more personal. And fill in the blanks, and then we'll take turns going through this conversation.
okay. Elsa, hi, I'm Christine, the store manager. Please have a seat.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
I have your application here. I see that you are working now. What are your job duties?
Well, I greet visitors and handle phone calls.
Okay, tell me more about your skill. Uh, can you type?
No, I can't, but I can learn.
Mhm.
Okay, now I'll start this time.
Okay.
Christine,
Hello.
hi, I'm Elsa, the store manager. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
All right.
It's nice to meet you.
I have your application here. I see that you are working now. What are your job duties?
Okay, thank you.
Well, I receive shipments and unload materials.
Okay, tell me more about your skills. Can you operate a forklift?
No, I can't, but I can learn.
Very good. So let's go over to page 150. Talk about your skills at a job interview. In the grammar watch, it says use can plus the base form of the verb, and can't is the same as cannot.
Mhm.
And we use can't more often than can. Something that even Americans have a real problem with this, Christine, but I'm going to bring it to your attention. When you're using the word can, you're talking about physical ability. Um, you're not asking permission. When you ask permission, you don't use the word can, you should use the word may.
Mhm.
And this is a very common mistake, even amongst American native English speakers.
Mhm.
They use the word can and they don't really mean can, they mean may. When you use the word can, you're specifically referring about what you are able to do. And
Mhm.
in this instance, this is being used correctly. But I want to make you aware of the fact that if you're asking, like if your children are asking to go outside and play, they should say,
Mhm.
may I go outside and play?
Mhm.
Because can implies ability. And you know that they can go out and play, but
Mhm.
you're giving them your permission.
Yeah.
So the right way to ask that question is may I? But we're going to talk in here about can because we're specifically talking about job duties and responsibilities and different things that you can do. And can specifically refers to your ability to do something.
Yes. Okay.
So it says can to express ability. In the affirmative, and I'm going to read these and have you repeat after me.
Okay.
You can stock shelves.
You can stock shelves.
Manny can stock shelves.
Many can stock shelves.
We can stock shelves.
We can stock shelves.
In the negative, I cannot speak Chinese.
I cannot speak Chinese.
They can't speak Chinese.
They can't speak Chinese.
She can't speak Chinese.
She can't speak Chinese.
Now we're going to do questions. Can you use a cash register?
Can you use a cash register?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Or no, I can't.
No, I can't.
Okay, in number one practice, it says look at the pictures and write one question with can for each picture. And they gave you, can Nadia lift heavy boxes?
Mm-hmm.
And they want you to use this picture, and you're going to ask another question about Nadia and her abilities. So what would the next question be?
Can Mike?
Can Nadia type? See, she's typing
Okay.
or using a word processor. You could either say type or use a word processor.
Yes.
She's obviously using a computer to type something. So can Nadia type?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So can Nadia lift heavy boxes? The answer is no, she can't.
No, she can.
Can Nadia type? Yes, she can.
Yes, she can.
All right, let's look at number 2. Try 2 different questions about Mike's ability.
Can Mike operate a forklift?
Very good. And can
Mike
fix a leaky sink?
fix a leaky sink? Yes.
So can Mike operate a forklift? And can Mike fix a leaky sink?
Yeah.
So can he fix a leaky sink? No, he can't. But can he operate a forklift?
Yes, he can.
Very good. And number 3 is about Jerome and Lisa. In the first one, they're working on a computer. In the second one, they're working on a cash register. So the first one, try a question about the computer.
Yeah. Can Jerome and Lisa working on a computer?
Yes. Can Jerome and Lisa fix a computer?
Fix a computer.
Can
And the
Jerome
other questions?
So they can. Yes, they can fix a broken computer. But what about the cash register? Can Jerome and Lisa use a cash register? No, they can't.
They can't.
No, they can't. So they're basically asking you to use these pictures and ask questions and answer them. So can Nadia lift heavy boxes? No, she can't. But can Nadia use a computer? Yes, she can. Can Mike operate a forklift? Yes, he can. Can Mike fix a leaky sink? No, he can't. Can Jerome and Lisa fix a computer? Yes, they can. Can Jerome and Lisa use a cash register? No, they can't.
Yeah.
Let's look over at page 151. Look at Luisa's job application. Ask and answer questions about Luisa's skills. So this is Luisa's job application. And they want to ask about her skills and what she can and cannot do. The first question was, can Luisa use a computer? No, she can't.
She can.
So ask another question about her job skills and then answer it.
Can Louisa record information?
Okay.
Yes, she can.
Okay. Can Luisa answer the phone?
Yes, she can.
Okay. Try the warehouse skills.
Can Louisa lift up to 50 pounds? No, she can't.
Okay. Can she lift up to 50 pounds? No, she can't. Can she sort materials?
Yes, she can.
Can she operate a forklift?
No, she can.
Very good. Now they want you to actually write sentences about Luisa's skills using can and can't. So they want you to write a sentence for every one of these, the things that they listed. So starting with the first one, Luisa can't use a computer.
Yeah.
And they gave you that one. What about operate a forklift?
Louisa can't operate a
forklift. They want you to write a complete sentence saying that Luisa can't operate a forklift. What about lift up to 50 pounds?
Louisa can't lift up to 50 pounds.
And answer the phone?
Yes, she can. Louisa
She
can
can. Louisa can
answer the phone.
answer the phone and record information.
She can record information.
Yes, Louisa can record information. And the last one, sort materials.
She can sort materials.
Louisa can sort materials. Okay, now they want you to look at the skills on the application in exercise A. So they're talking about the same list of skills that Louisa has. And they want you to write sentences about things that you can and cannot do. So now they're asking you what you can and cannot do based on this list of skills on Louisa's application, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to write 4 sentences, and they want you to use these things that they gave you to choose from.
Okay.
The question, they gave you the first one, can you use a computer?
Mm-hmm.
And then you write your name, Christine. Can you use a computer? Yes.
Yes.
So then what's the next question? Use another skill from that list and then answer it with yes or no.
Mm-hmm. Can you use a cash register?
Okay.
No.
Okay, no, I can't.
No, I can.
Okay, what else?
Can you lift up to 50 pounds? No, I can.
Okay, and the last one?
Can you type? Yes, I can.
Very good, very good. So you can use a computer and you can type, but you can't operate a forklift. They're asking you to do that with other people in the class, but there's only you and I, so see, I can use a computer, I can answer the phone, I can record information. I cannot operate a forklift.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably sort materials, and I might be able to lift up to 50 pounds. I know I can lift 42 pounds because that's what my cat litter weighs. Okay, let's go to our workbook, page 88. Complete the sentences. Use can or can't and a verb from the box. So, number 1, Nadia uses a computer a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She can type about 44 words per minute.
Mm-hmm.
So,
number 2.
Go ahead.
Lola doesn't know how to drive. She cannot operate a forklift.
She cannot or can't operate a forklift. She can't operate a forklift.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Tan only speaks Vietnamese and English.
He can speak only.
He can't speak Spanish. He cannot. He can't speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Tan only speaks Vietnamese and English. Because they said only, you already know, because they said only, that he cannot speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Delma doesn't know how to use a computer.
She can't.
She can't.
Word processing.
She can't use a word processing program. If she can't use a computer, she's not going to be able to use a word processing program, right?
Yeah.
Because a word processing program works on a computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if she cannot use a computer, she doesn't know how to use a computer, she's not going to be able to use a word processing program.
Mm-hmm.
Sahar is a cook at a restaurant.
She can prepare food.
She can prepare food. Very good. She can prepare food. Chen knows what we need for the office.
He can order supplies.
Very good. He can order supplies. Bao isn't very strong.
He can not lift boxes over 35 pounds.
Very good. He can't lift boxes over 35 pounds. Exercise B, complete the conversations. Read the answers and then write yes or no questions with can. So they've given you the answers, but they want you to write the question and then write yes or no questions.
Okay.
So the first one, the answer is no, I can't. I can't lift heavy boxes. I hurt my back. So what is the question? Can you lift heavy boxes? So you try number 2. The answer is yes, she can. Miss Navarro can speak English well. So what's the question?
Can Miss Navarro speak English well?
Can Miss Navarro speak English well? Yes, she can. Or you could say, can Miss Navarro speak English? So just say, can Miss Navarro speak English? Yes, she can. Miss Navarro can speak English well. Number 3, yes, he can. Diego can order more spaghetti for the kitchen.
So can Diego order more spaghetti for the kitchen?
Yes, very good. Can Diego order more spaghetti? Number 4, no, he can't. I don't know. No, I can't. I don't know how to type, but I can learn. What is the question?
Can you know how to type?
Can you type? You don't ask somebody, can you know how? You just say, can you type?
Okay.
When you can say, no, I can't. I don't know how. So when you ask the question, you don't ask, can you know how? You would say, do you know how?
Okay.
Or can you type? Do you know how to type? Or can you type? And they've asked you to use can. So you're going to say, can you type? Can you type? No, I can't. I don't know how to type, but I can learn.
Okay.
My husband's been trying to learn for 40 years and he hasn't got it down yet.
But I type all the time.
He can hunt and peck real well.
Yeah.
Do you understand hunt and peck?
No.
When you have a keypad and you're typing, if you don't know how to type, you have to look at every letter on the keypad.
Yeah.
So they call it hunt and peck. You hunt for the letter and then you peck that key.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you say hunt and peck, you hunt for the key and peck that key.
Yeah.
So when somebody knows how to type, they know the keypad and they don't have to look for the keys.
Yes.
Okay, the last one, number 5. No, he can't. David can't work on Sundays. What is the question?
Can David work on Sundays?
Very good. Can David work on Sundays? Exercise C. Imagine you are the manager of a supermarket. You need a new stock clerk, cashier, and food service worker. You need to interview job applicants for each position. Write 3 questions you can ask the applicants. So what are 3 things that you would need someone to be able to do? You need a new stock clerk, a new cashier, and a new food service worker. So there's 3 positions you need to fill. So what are 3 questions we can ask? Let's ask 1 question for each type of person we need. So you need a new stock clerk. So you might ask the stock clerk, actually I think they want you to write 3 for each one. Can you lift heavy boxes would be 1 for a stock clerk. What would be another question you would ask for the stock clerk position?
Can you order the supplies?
Can you order supplies? And what's the 3rd one?
Can you unload the shipment?
That might be a good one. Or can you stock shelves, right?
Yes, stock
Since he's a
shelves.
stock clerk,
Yes.
can you stock shelves? Can you lift heavy boxes? Can you stock shelves? And can you order supplies?
Mhm.
Now for the cashier, what are 3 questions we're going to ask a cashier?
Can you use a cashier register?
Can you use a cash register? Very good.
Can you type?
Can you type? Although I don't know
Uh,
if that's required for a cashier.
yeah. And
How
can
about
you?
can you make change?
Yes. Can you make a
Can you make
change?
change? That's a very important part of a cashier's job.
Yeah.
It is amazing to me when I see people working as a cashier
Yeah.
and they don't know how to make change, or they don't know how to count change back to you.
Yes.
And it's very, very, very common to find a cashier anymore who does not know how to count change.
Yeah.
This kind of blows my mind. All right, let's look at the food service worker. What are 3 questions we can ask?
Can you
Food service worker?
can you prepare food?
Can you prepare food?
And can you clean the kitchen and the equipment?
Right. Can you clean kitchen equipment? And what would be a 3rd one you might ask a food service worker?
And can what else? Can you help the customer?
Well, I don't know if a food service worker, yeah, they might. Can you help a customer? For instance, if they were ordering a particular sandwich or something, can you
Yes.
help a customer? So, can you help customers? That's a good one. Very good. At the next exercise, we're going to look at the applicants and their skills and choose one person for each of these jobs at the top that we just went over. So we're looking for a cashier, a stock clerk, and a food service worker. So choose one person for each supermarket job and then explain your choices. So they've given you a list of things down here at the bottom that these people can and cannot do. And then we want to ask which job they would be able to fulfill. So look at Ignacio. Ignacio can lift heavy boxes, stock shelves, operate a forklift, order supplies. So what kind of a job would we give Ignacio?
No, I don't understand.
Because of his skills, we would probably ask Ignacio
Yeah.
if he could be a stock clerk. Let's look at Marie. Marie can use a cash register, lift heavy boxes, stock shelves, and prepare food, and clean kitchen equipment. So we might ask Marie to be the food service worker, or maybe the cashier, because she can operate a cash register. Chan cannot operate a cash register, so Marie would probably have to be the cashier, right?
Yes.
And then the last one, Chan can stock shelves, order supplies, prepare food, and clean kitchen equipment. So he could probably be either the stock clerk or the food service worker. I think Chan, we would ask Chan to be the food service worker because he can order supplies, prepare food, and clean kitchen equipment. He can do all those things in the kitchen. So he would probably be the best food service worker. Marie would probably be the best cashier because she can operate a cash register. And Ignacio would probably be the best stock clerk because he can do all those stock clerk type jobs.
Yeah.
You want to go on to the next lesson? I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready to stop, that'll be fine, okay?
It's okay. We can stop here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll stop here and we'll start back next week with lesson 4.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, Miss Elsa. Thank you so much.
I know we do a lot of work in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Because it's just you and I. if we had more students, it would probably take more time to go through each lesson. So we're doing a lot of work in each one of our lessons.
Yeah.
So you have a really good week, Christine.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I will
Mrs.
see you next Thursday.
Yes, sure.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you, Christine. Take care.
Thank you, Miss Elsa. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.